We just had a discussion with Ashraf Qureshi, advocate in Urdu, mainly in Urdu, but on this occasion I want to get a summary of that interview in English for the benefit of those people who can only understand English, and because it's an important topic related to the conditions we live in here in Azad Jammu and Kashmir, and because it's related to constitutional matters and our future. So, yes, Mr. Ashraf Qureshi, could you please elaborate on this constitutional ambiguity that we face here, living in Azad Jammu and Kashmir?
Yes, I have explained detail all about in the book, The Fundamental Law of Azad Jammu and Kashmir, written by me.
Yes.
That we constitutionally have no status at all.
Okay.
We don't know what we are. Whether we are province of Pakistan, being the part of province of Pakistan, local authority, or something else. It is now the time that first we should determine our status, first one, constitutional status, then move further for other rights as per constitutional law. That might be the elimination of Kashmir Council, that might be the procedure for the appointment of judges of High Court or Superior Courts, etc. So this sort of legal ambiguity, constitutional ambiguity between Pakistani government, Azad Kashmir government, Indian governments, Indian occupied Kashmir government, etc. is required to be eliminated first. But then we will go further. This will be the first step in order to have independence throughout the state, that might be Azad Kashmir, that might be occupied Kashmir.
Okay. So what you're saying is that although when we talk about the state of Jammu and Kashmir, we're obviously talking about those areas which include Indian occupied, and we're also including Gilgit-Baltistan, and we're also including those two portions which are controlled by China, namely Aksai Chin and the Valley of Shakzam. So, but in the first instance, what you're saying is that within AJK, this small portion of AJK that we live in order for us to move forward, we need to establish a genuine constitution here, which is something that evolves through a genuine public process. So for that, you also mentioned that there needs to be some kind of a plebiscite or a referendum to ascertain people's opinion here.
Basically, the state of Jammu and Kashmir have been divided into different parts.
Yes.
First one is Indian occupied part. Second one is Azad Kashmir, which is under the supervision of Pakistan. Third one is Chinese occupation. Fourth one is Gilgit and Baltistan, etc. We have no concern at this time with those parts of the Jammu and Kashmir state. Only with Azad Kashmir state, here having 10 districts now time.
Yeah.
It has its own constitution, interim constitution, that is 1974.
Which is essentially an imposed constitution.
Imposed constitutional, having not those sort of stigmas which are upon the Indian occupied Kashmir. However, our territory is independent one under this set sort of interim constitution act 1974, but the status as per constitutional law, which is required to be determined by the constitutional law, that what sort of territory it is, that is not determined in our constitution, interim constitution act, that what we are, whether we are part of Pakistan, whether we are part of province of Pakistan, or what other thing else is. In the same way, when we see the Pakistani constitution, there also nothing is about Azad Kashmir.
Right.
So at this stage, first the initial step which is needed to be taken, first to determine the status of Azad Kashmir. Then status of northern areas. They themselves have taken different sort of steps. Last time a statement was in the newspaper that we also want to have the same status as the Azad Kashmir has in Pakistan. So if Azad Kashmir itself has no status in Pakistan, then what sort of northern areas they are enjoying the status? And therefore, this is our idea, this is our step, and this is our view, that first to determine our constitutional status as per Pakistani constitution as well as our own constitution. Then in that sort of status, further amendments are needed to be made, which other parties on their personal interest are claiming that Kashmir Council be eliminated, judges of Supreme Courts may be appointed by themselves, or other financial or administrative relationship between Pakistan and Azad Kashmir are required to be determined. But before those determinations, administrative, political, financial, religious, whatever other relationships are, those relationships should be determined only after the determination of status first, then other sort of relationship are required to be determined.
Right, okay. So what would be the mechanism for that? I mean, for example, in order to have your own constitution, you would need a constitutional or a constituent assembly. Yeah? Right. Where's the driving force for this going to come from? I mean, where do you see that driving force which will enable our people to go through a genuine referendum and where people can then determine their status? Who's going to do that for us?
There is mechanism provided in different sort of arguments, in different sort of documents provided in historical setup.
Yeah.
You can see the UN resolutions.
Yeah.
You can see the different agreements between Pakistan and Azad Kashmir, between India and Pakistan. There different sort of mechanism is provided. First of all, this sort of area, that is 10 districts, Azad Kashmir, it should given the plebiscite right.
Yeah.
First, plebiscite right should be given to it. After that, it will be in position to make its own constitution or something else.
Right.
Whatever. After determination of its status as per plebiscite right, then there will be a constitutional committee, or there might be a constitutional assembly, or there might something else constitutional setup which can bring through or brought before the people the opinion that this is our constitution and we will run this part of Azad Kashmir in this way. There might be federalism, there might be parliamentary form of government, there might be any setup, any mechanism as per constitutional law, but after determination of status we will do it.
Right.
Otherwise not.
Is there anybody in Pakistan? I mean, you mentioned Imran Khan, you also are part of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf. What sort of role can he play?
Yes, I am basically belonging to Tehreek-e-Insaf Pakistan, Azad Kashmir. I am working upon the agenda of Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf Azad Kashmir, and this is our motto, and this is included in our agenda, that we will give the people of this part right of self-determination, and after that they will themselves say that what they are.
Yeah.
And after their own opinion, as it is said, that constitution is the will of the people.
Yes.
Will of the people will determine it, that what we will be.
Yes.
Whether we will be the Pakistani, or we will be the Indian, or we will be an independent state. After the determination of our status, our further constitutional setup will be developed, will be flourished, will be synchronized. Whatever the need as per future is required to be done, will be done.
So, for example, as I asked in Urdu, that if public opinion dictates that Pakistan should absolve itself from any sort of interest in Kashmir, then a person like Imran Khan would be bold enough to take that step of asking Pakistan to vacate and to abstain from any political involvement in Kashmir.
Yeah, Imran Khan is upright.
Yeah.
He knows all about. He doesn't have personal interest in it. All other political leaders as well as parties are working for their personal relationships, personal interest in Azad Kashmir. Imran Khan doesn't have concern with it.
Sure.
He himself will come forward when he will be in majority in Pakistan. He will openly give option to the people of Azad Kashmir, decide your own future, what you want. In that sort of decision, in that sort of opinion, further developments will be made by the people of Azad Kashmir themselves as per resolutions of UN, etc.
Right. Just two more things. One, that you mentioned about Nawaz Sharif or his party taking out or excluding a particular part of a suggestion that Pakistan should take some step to clarify its constitutional position with AJK. Could you just mention something about that?
Yeah. As I have explained, in last election, a letter was written by Chief Justice Manzoor Gilani
Yeah.
to Nawaz Sharif
Yeah.
that made the part of your campaign that we will determine the status of Azad Jammu and Kashmir.
Right.
That sort of suggestion, that sort of letter has been ignored throughout by the Pakistani government, by Pakistani leaders Nawaz Sharif and his party.
Right.
They doesn't have any interest with it. When they have their personal interest, they interfered. Otherwise, they have they don't bother for us. That what they are and how they are running their life, what is their function. They have no concern with that.
Right. So it is at this stage, it doesn't look like the Pakistani state, or at least the government that is in power at the moment, does not look like showing any interest in resolving this ambiguity.
No, not at all. It is not being seen at this stage.
Right.
Therefore, I am requesting, I am suggesting to the political parties of Azad Kashmir, to the leaders of political parties of Azad Kashmir, to the government of Azad Kashmir, that is Chaudhry Abdul Majid, that is Barrister Sultan, that is Raja Farooq Haider, that is other political figures as well. Yaar, go to the Pakistani government, went and ask him that perform your responsibilities, do your responsibilities as per UN resolutions, give us the status what we are, give us the rights and liabilities as per UN resolutions, so that our future status should be determined.
Right. Just final question: what is it that the international community can do to help us in this genuine aspiration of ours?
Yeah, this is the Pakistani responsibility first.
Right.
It is Pakistani government's responsibility first to create such sort of environment that we will be free for our future determination. Then automatically third party will come into. That might be China, that might be Turkey, that might be Saudi, that might be any other state of the world. As USA just has given us option and offered for arbitrariness, for arbitration before both the countries, that we will resolve your problem if you permit us. But until and unless Pakistani government will not perform their functions, will not meet their responsibilities, till that we will nowhere. Right. It is up to the Pakistani government first to determine our status, first provide us the environment, then further other steps are required to be taken.
And which country in the world, or which institution in the world, can play this role of convincing Pakistan to do this?
There are neighboring countries of Pakistan, that is China, the very near friend of Pakistani. Iranis are therein, Saudi Arabia are therein. Even USA themselves can compel the Pakistani to do it first. But
what about Britain?
They do. They also can do it.
Sure. Excellent. Thank you very much, Ashraf Qureshi.
Thank you.